Father Martin Incarnation. One of the things I've been doing recently, hold on just a second. One of the things I've been doing recently is reading that the Surgeon General of the United States, Dr. Vivek Murthy, says we have an epidemic of loneliness, which probably when the sun sets at 4:30 in the afternoon is not hard to imagine that there may also be an epidemic of depression. And so, especially when the sun sets early and when people are disconnected, it's good to have a place where there is music, there is fellowship, and there is one another. We are so grateful tonight for all of the participation of our student musicians under the direction of Mingwei Shen. Thank you so much for your help and the participation of your orchestra. I want to give thanks for our director of music, Yukiko Tanaka. Thank you so much, Yukiko. And I would give thanks to our narrators this evening, Liam and Lena. Thank you so much for narrating. In addition to a full orchestra, we also have two piano solos by Alexander Sasho, and Samuel, both of whom, right there's Samuel. Thank you so much, Alexander Sasho, and thank you so much, Samuel. We're glad you're here. Noah, what do you have in your hand right now? Do you even know what that is?
A
Coloring. So if we have any children today who might be a little bit bored, we do have some coloring sheets, and I'd be happy to pass them out to you. And if you have not yet received a little cloth to be able to do some dancing, we'll invite the kids to do some dancing as well. But without further ado, we begin our production of the Nutcracker Suite. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Father Martin. And this is very casual concert for the family. And if kids wants to get up and start dancing, it's okay. You don't have to say shh or just be quiet. I'm so happy if kids are inspired to start dancing. So please feel free to do it if you feel like, including adults. Okay, so let's start the show.
It was Christmas Eve. Clara and her brother Fritz were waiting, half asleep in the hall outside the big drawing room. You aren't allowed to come in here till all our guests have arrived, their mother had told them. 10 o'clock struck, then 11. I think everyone has forgotten to come, Fritz grumbled. But at that moment, there was a loud knocking on the front door, and the visitors began to stream in. Aunts, uncles, cousins, friends, all in their best clothes, eager for this very special party. At last, the doors of the drawing room were thrown open, and there was a great Christmas tree hung with glittering colored toys and surrounded by beautifully wrapped gifts for all the company. As the clock struck midnight, a new guest arrived, the most exciting of all. This was Godfather Drosselmeyer, a strange old man who gave the children the best presents they ever had. Out of his black bag, he produced 4 puppets, a Harley Quinn and Columbine, a soldier and a merchant. He wound them up, and they danced almost as if they were alive. But these were too valuable to give the children. Instead, Godfather Drosselmeyer gave Claire a curious wooden toy in the shape of a soldier, with a huge head and a mouth which opened and shut, and most beautiful little legs and the boots of a hussar. Oh, Godfather, he's lovely. But why does his mouth open and shut like that? Claire exclaimed. Give me one of the nuts from that plate, and I'll show you, Dr. Drosselmeyer said. He made the little man open his big jaws, put the nut between them, and crack! There was the kernel lying in its broken shell. Let me try, Fritz said. And seizing the nutcracker, he forced such a large nut into its mouth that one of the wooden jaws cracked right across. You've broken my best present, Clara said, bursting into tears. The party was over and the guests were putting on their cloaks and furs before going out into the cold streets, piled high with snow. Still feeling sad, Claire wound up the nutcracker's head with her handkerchief and left him lying in her doll's bed in the drawing room while she went upstairs to her own bedroom.
Later that night, Clara woke and went downstairs in the dark to make sure her nutcracker was safe. But when she opened the door of the big room, she saw an army of mice attacking the toys, which were all alive and trying to fight back. The mice seemed to be winning the battle until the nutcracker leaped from the doll's bed and tried to beat back the mouse army. Clara, anxious to save the nutcracker, threw her shoe at the Mouse King and stunned him. While he was still on the ground, the nutcracker attacked him with a sword, and the whole army of mice, with their king, were put to a flight.
As Clara sank to the floor, tired out, the dark room was gradually filled with light, and of Christmas trees with snow falling gently around. In a castle made entirely of sweets, the sugar plum fairies and her prince were preparing to entertain Claire and the Nutcracker. The fairy and the prince came out of their sugar pavilion and made sure that all the sweets, the nougat, the caramel, the nuts, the little sugary cakes, and the silvered soldiers were ready to greet the brave girl who had saved the Nutcracker. The torches were lighted and the fountain splashed lemonade and champagne as Clara and the Nutcracker sailed up the river in a walnut shell boat and stepped ashore, ready for the grand entertainment. Now each different kind of delicious sweet and toy performance and dance in Claire's honor. The chocolates danced to Spanish music while the coffee beans chose melodies and Arabian.
accompanied the dance for tea. And then came a vigorous Russian dance in which everybody joined. There was a gentle, dreamy dance for the sugar sticks who turned themselves into reed pipes.
During the waltz, sleepy Clara could not keep awake. Her eyelids kept drooping until at last she managed to keep them open and found that she was lying in her bed in her own room at home. She looked at once for her Nutcracker, the hero of all her adventures, but he was not there. She was in despair, but at that moment, she heard the voice of Godfather Drosselmeyer, and dressing quickly, she flew downstairs to ask if he knew what happened to his present to her. She never had time to ask, for there, standing beside her godfather, was the most attractive young man she had ever seen. "Allow me to present my nephew," said Drosselmeyer, smiling at Clara, who blushed as she curtsied to the young man. Almost at once she realized this real live man, with his handsome face and his elegant legs encased in perfectly fitting hussar's boots, was none other than the living representative of her own dear Nutcracker.
Well, it's not every Friday night that everybody gets to come together with music and fun, and there are now refreshments. You're invited next door for some hot cocoa and some cookies and some fresh fruit if you'd like to join us. Thank you again so much for being here, and thank you to our musicians. Another round of applause.
Sorry, quickly, one more thing. If you like the concert tonight, you're welcome to make a donation for the church. There's a basket at the back of the church. You're welcome to offer whatever you like. There's also Venmo. If you don't have cash, you can also Venmo us. And again, thank you for coming, and I hope you have a happy holidays. Thank you.